Greetings for the day. Welcome to another session of soft computing. My name is Mohammad Rahmatali. In today's session, we're going to learn about the different types of neural networks and what are the different kinds and how one neural network is very much different from others and what are the mechanisms involved in different neural networks. So before jumping into the topic, let me remind what we have studied in the previous session. We studied with reference to the what actually is a neural network and how neural network works, what is the history of neural networks and what is the evolution of neural networks. Now in today's session we're going to learn about the types of neural networks. Now what actually is a neural network? A neural network is similar to your human brain, which we want to embed it on a computer system. We want the task that we as a human being does with all of our senses on, we want the same task to be done by a computer. For an example, analyzing the faces, analyzing the fingerprints, analyzing the handwritings, or recognizing different faces, recognizing different languages, analyzing what is the input that has been given, and giving out appropriate output. This is the main task with reference to neural networks. Now, also, what actually do you mean by neural networks in a precise way? In the sense, if you see with reference to Google Translate, if you see Google Translate, Google Assistance, this all things works based on the input that you are giving. For instance, if I want to give a input as a Hindi word and I want that as an output in an English word, this task or this Google Translate can do it by itself. How it has been doing? It has been doing by its neural network of training. Now, for every of the neural network, we need to give a training. See, this training process is a continuous process. Also, if you see an example with reference to your Instagram, with reference to your Snapchat, wherein if you open a camera, you will be having different emojis, and different emojis will be placed on different places. If you see a cop emoji in which you will be having a shades on your eyes and a badge on your chest. So this is how the things are doing, and how that camera knows where is your eyes and where is your chest to be placed. This is all due to the training of that model. The more that model is being trained, the more the inputs is been given to that particular problem or that particular system, then the more it will learn. The major difference between traditional computational and with reference to neural network computation is, in traditional computation, whatever the input that is being given and what are the output that is being taken out from that system is not being read or it is not being learned. Whereas in the neural network, the input that is been given and the output that has come out of that system, both are being considered as an input. The output that we got and the input that we have given. For instance, I'll tell you what are the forms in which I can get the output as 4. What are the different forms or the different forms in which I can get the output as 5 or 10? The first one is 1 plus 9, 9 plus 1, 5 plus 5, 6 plus 4, 4 plus 6, 100 minus 110. So in this sense, I will be getting an output as 5 or 10. So the input that I am getting as 100, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it is, and the output that I am getting as constant as 10, this is being fetched together and this is being mashed together to get a desired output of our site. So this is why a neural network is being taken into consideration, and this is why neural networks are being taken into consideration for the future purpose. Why? Because every other thing that is being there today is being automated, and we want this system to be in such a way that it can take its own decision. For instance, I'll give you an example of a QR code scanner or scanning a word and reading that word. You also can take an example of urban dictionary in which there is a magic translate things, in which if you click on that particular message, that will be translated to your own language, or it will be translated to an information in which you can get understanding of it. For instance, I don't read that particular thing, I want the system to read it for me. So there is an option by which if I click on that message will be read not only in the same language, also in different languages. How this is been done? This is been done with reference to neural networks. This is all is due to neural networks. Also, there are a lot of n number of example with reference to neural networks and how it is been implemented. And also remember that neural networks are very much different from artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the implementation, whereas the neural networks are those networks which make decisions, which learn things, and which can perform different tasks for the services of artificial intelligence, for the services of machine learning, for the services of different things. And these neural networks can be embedded or can be combined with different subject of study to explore new areas of study. For instance, if at all, if you study neural networks with big data, neural network with machine learning, you'll be having different types of information with reference to this particular neural network. Now coming back, what are the types of neural networks? Now there are many types of or many classes of neural networks, and these classes can also have subclasses. Now the first one is the feed forward neural network. What do you mean by this feed forward neural network? Feed forward neural network has two layers. The first one is the input layer and the second one is the output layer. You will be giving the input and you will be getting the output. You have given some of the particular input and I am getting some of the particular output. As 6 plus 4 is always 10, 5 plus 5 is 10, or in different ways there will be an input layer and there will be an output layer in which I will be giving some input and I will be getting some of the output of that particular values. So what it says over here, a feed forward neural network is an artificial neural network, not artificial intelligence, remember that. An artificial neural network where connections between the units do not form a cycle. Now what do you mean by the cycle? Cycle in the sense one complete rotation of an information. For instance, I want to get an output of evaluation of 2 plus 2. What is the output? The output is 4. Like it is not again been reevaluated. For instance, I want to give an I want to get an output of a square plus b square plus c square or xyz. So in this I need to reevaluate the things. I need to make a cycle so that at first instance one task is been completed and again second task is to be completed. For that the first task output is required. No, in feed forward network it takes only one cycle of information and it does not form a regular cycle. It takes only a linear type of information and give a linear type of an output. Now in this network the information moves in only one direction, that is forward, from the input node through the hidden nodes if any to the output nodes. There are no cycles or loops in this particular network. You are giving an input and you are getting an output. There is no hidden information with reference to the feed forward network. What actually happens? If at all, if you see the structure of a computer, there is input and output. In this there is CPU which processes this particular information. The input is 2 plus 2, you are getting an output as 4. The CPU is responsible for processing that information. There is no particular in the sense middleman which is processing that particular thing. You are giving an input, you are getting an output in this particular way. Now the first one is the single layer perception model or perceptron model. Now what this is a single layer type of things in which you will be having a matching of two entities from input to output. That input to output can be in many to many form, one to many, or many to many forms. Now what it says, this is the simplest feed forward neural network and does not contain any hidden layer, which means it consists of a single layer of output nodes. This is said to be single because when we count the layers, we do not include the input layer. The reason for that is because at the input layer, no computation is done. Now what actually do you mean by this? See, as I've told you the structure of a general processing things, input, output and computational things. In this, in the input type of a thing, we are not computing any of the things. We are directly giving the input and we are directly getting the output for that particular things. How it is been done? Is all been done with reference to the processing that is being done. Now what it further says, the layer for the reason for that it is because at the input layer there is no computation done. The inputs are fed directly to the output via a series of weightages. Like we will be having different weights for different inputs that we are giving, and that will be redirected to that particular output region, wherein the input weightage is been calculated, and based on that particular thing the output is been given. Now there can be many other things which can come into this consideration that we'll be studying in the coming session, but as of now think in this way, that there is an input layer and there is an output layer, into which the input is been given to output, and output directly produces those things to the user based on its decision making, based on the weight of information that it has been given. For to make you this understand what these weights are and all about, I'll give you a small example. See, you are like in the computer science department or in any of the department, you have head of the department, you have associate professors, you have professors, you have assistant professors. At all of the people have given you a task or an assignment to be submitted. For whom purpose, like for whom you will submit the assignment first, you will submit the assignment first for the head of the department. Why? Because it has got more weightage when compared to other of the people like professors and associate professor and assistant professors. Why? Because the weightage of that particular information is more. Though the assistant professor has given you the assignment first, but you will complete the assignment for the head of the department first. Why? Because the weightage of that particular information is more. So based on this, the output and input is being considered. Now the next one is the multi-layer perceptron model. In this we will be having a middle tier of a things which will compute or which will understand or which will help us in making a better type of a decision, which will take a better type of a decision. Now how is this even possible? This is possible with reference to a consultation. For an example, you went to a doctor, the doctor said that you have this problem. You will not get satisfied with that particular doctor. What you will do, you will take another opinion of another doctor, which like if after you take another opinion of other doctor, if at all that doctor also say the same thing, then you will get satisfied that what the first doctor has said is correct one. So this is what you call as this multi-layer perceptron model. In this you will be having one more layer of information which will help you to make a proper decision based on the weightages, like I give you that example of this assignment submission. Though the assistant professor has first given the assignment, you are choosing for the assignment of the head of the department. Why? Because it has got more weightages. If at all, if you don't complete this particular assignment, you can request the HOD to give some more time, but because you have completed his assignment first. So in this way the things can happen. So this is what you call as a multi-layer perceptron model. So what it says over here, this class of network consists of multiple layers of computation units, usually interconnected in a feed-forward way. What do you mean by feed forward? Feed forward in the sense it will be in forward way and it will be in linear form. Each neuron in one layer has directed connection to the neurons of subsequent layers. In many applications, the units of these network apply a sigmoid function as an activation function. MLP or multi-layer perceptron are very more useful, and one good reason is that they are able to learn non-linear representations. In the sense, most of the cases the data presented to us is not linearly separable. Now what actually happens over here is, if at all if you see this diagram, here are the inputs and here are the outputs. Here are the outputs. Here there is a one more layer which is helping us in making the decisions. This one layer, it is helping us in making the decisions. If at all if you see in the previous model, there is one input and one output, one input and one output, but in this you are having a decision based on multiple inputs, and that multiple inputs will help us in making a proper decision. Okay, and also I'll give you one more example for that. If at all you have been given an option of selecting your own project from a multiple project, and you are being given only one project as a title, which will help you in doing your project very well? The first option. Why? Because as you are having multiple options, from that multiple options you can select one individual option for assigning or for selecting that particular project, so that you can do in a better way. So this is what we call as a multi-layer perceptron. Now what the third one is? The third one is like a CNN model. The third one is the CNN model. What it does, The CNN models are very much similar to ordinary neural networks. They are made up of neurons that have learnable weightage and biases. In, convolution neural network or convent or shift invariant or space invariant, the unit connectivity pattern is inspired by the organization of visual cortex. Units responses to the stimuli is in a restricted region of space known as the receptive field. Now, what is this receptive field? Receptive fields are partially overlapped or overcovering the entire visual field. Unit responsible for or unit response can be approximated mathematically by collocation operation. They are variation of multi-layer perceptrons that use minimal processing. Their wide application is in image and videos recognition, recommended systems, and natural language processing. Now, what CNN does? CNNs require large data to train on it. Now, see, if at all, if you observe this particular diagram, in this particular diagram, we are taking some subparts. We are taking the subparts of this particular thing. In this particular things, we will be having a multiple option model, which will help you in particular things. Now, this particular images will help us in analyzing and maintaining the things. This particular things will be analyzing and maintaining the things so that we can take multiple decisions. If at all, in this particular model, this model is been separated in another model, and this will help you in recognizing the things in a better way. Okay, now the second model is a recurrent neural network. The second one is a recurrent neural network. In recurrent neural networks, connections between unit forms a direct cycle. They propagate data forward but also backward from later processing stages to earlier stages. This allows it to exhibit dynamic temporal behavior. Unlike feed-forward neural networks, RNNs can use their internal memory to process arbitrary sequence of inputs. This makes them applicable to tasks such as unsegmented connections, handwriting recognition, speech recognition, and general sequence processors. In the sense, this is a cycle of model which will repeatedly do one particular task so that an information or data can be retrieved from that particular information. If at all, if you have seen in different models, models need to be trained in different things so that a particular output can be obtained from that particular thing. If this is with reference to the artificial intelligence, in which we will be training that model where eyes are, where we can put the batches, where we can put the flaps, where we need to push the mustache, where we can put the beard. In different ways, we can train that particular model, which will be in a sequence way. It will be in a repeated type of a things. Now, the next one is the application of neural networks. What are the different applications with reference to the neural network? The first one is capturing association or discovering regularities within a set of patterns. The second one is where the volume, number of variables, or diversity of data is very great. There is an application of neural network, because it can learn a different way. As the input that we are giving is in different form, it will be recognized in different things. The third one is the relationship between variables are vaguely understood. And the last one is the relationships are difficult to describe adequately with conventional approaches. Okay. Now, what are the limitations of neural networks? This is the thing that we'll be studying in the next session. As of now, if at all, if you have any doubt with reference to in this particular session, you can email me on my email address rahmat_l2u@yahoo.com, or you can come down to the college for a personal doubt clarification session. That's all for now. Have a great time. Have a great day. See you in the next session.